Splitgate 2 has had a very rough launch and it is now de-launching itself, which I didn't actually know you could do. But I guess in hindsight, there's nothing you really can't not do. It's up to the game developers and their publishers and stuff to what you're going to do. But Splitgate 2 is going back into beta after being launched in 1.0 a couple of weeks ago at this point, because it was, let's be honest, it just wasn't ready. I played the launch and it was kind of rough in terms of just the amount of content and the fact that I don't know, it felt slightly off in my opinion, and I'm not entirely sure why. And the whole controversy with the actual developers themselves wasn't too smart as well. And when they launched the Battle Royale mode, it just wasn't really asked for. Like, why do you have a Battle Royale mode in this arena FPS that was basically built on top of Halo nostalgia? It was really weird. But my name is the Techno Jelly, and today we are going to be looking at this Twitter post, which will be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. Just before we start reading it, though, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. If you want to support directly, you can join the Patreon if you want to be in the credits. So, to the Splitgate community. We believe in Splitgate 2. This game means everything to us. It's been our life for almost 10 years, starting in our dorm room, and we've been more committed than ever to delivering the incredible experience you deserve. We've heard your feedback and agree with you. We launched too early. We had an ambitious goal with Splitgate 2, and in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off more than we could chew. We rushed certain features, made some boneheaded mistakes, and most importantly, we didn't give you the polished portal-filled mayhem you fell in love with. And I do actually kind of agree with them. From the people who played Splitgate 1 to Splitgate 2, from what I can hear from those people, it didn't feel like Splitgate. It felt very different. And for a person like me who didn't play Splitgate 1, who was only playing Splitgate 2, honestly, when I was playing, the majority of the matches that I played, most people, including myself, didn't bother with the portals. And it was just about the movement mechanics and like map control. It was kind of like more like Halo, but didn't feel like Halo. Because, I mean, to be fair, when most people are playing this style of game, they want to play Halo. And Halo Infinite isn't really cutting that itch right now, especially on PC. Even on Xbox, it's not doing very well. So I do feel like Splitgate 1 kind of was filling that gap for people. And Splitgate 2 is trying to be a different game. But the problem is that, like, generally, it's a good thing to be your own thing. But when your entire brand so far is you're like Halo but with portals, and you don't really play like Halo anymore, it is kind of weird, and it kind of has a odd feeling to what a lot of players were trying to go for when they played Splitgate. So, we're going back to beta. While we'll be heads down until early next year, rebuilding major parts of the game to capture the spirit of what made Splitgate special. That means reworking progression from ground up, adding more portals to our maps, simplifying monetization, refocusing on classic game modes you've been asking for, and more, which we'll share soon. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I mean, like, when I played, there was 3 game modes, basically. It was Control Point, Team Deathmatch, and Capture the Flag. Oh, and the ball game, which I guess is kind of Capture the Flag. So they had some modes. They had 3 of those modes, and they do actually do the modes in a very smart way with the round-based mode. So it's not be the first to 100 kills in Team Deathmatch. It's be the first to 20 kills 5 times in rounds, which is cool, I think. It makes it much more faster paced, and you don't have to worry about stomps, because like if someone gets a clear ahead of you, it's only for 1 round and you can bring it back. Like, I did have some very close games in the beginning, which I'm sure I'll talk to near the end of this, I'm sure, about like one of the biggest problems that this game is going to have. Now more than ever, we need your help. We're returning not just to our roots and what we built, but how we built it with you. That means more playtests, more surveys, more listening, and truly being community first. Our goal is to combine the DNA of the first game with the best improvements from the second. Rebuilding the core experience isn't a quick fix, it's a long-term commitment to give ourselves the time to build Splitgate you deserve. We made the incredibly difficult decision to reduce certain roles and shift our resources to focus on this rework. This is heartbreaking. These are our teammates and our friends, and they helped build what we have today. They're receiving severance and job placement support, and we're committed to doing everything we can to help them through this transition. We hope to bring them back when we can. Okay, so they fired a bunch of people. They let some people go, which makes sense because Splitgate 2 is not doing very well. It's not making any money, and they had investors. They now have investors, so they need to start making money somehow. It's interesting this is what the direction they're going, but I do feel like this is the only direction they can go without just shutting it all down, because there's simply not enough people are playing. Like last time I checked, they had like maybe 100 or something like that concurrent players, and then like the tip top of 24-hour periods is like maybe 1,000, a little over. So it's looking really rough for them, especially when you have publishers and investors that you need to make money. In an effort to retain as many team members as possible, we're also going to shut down OG Splitgate servers in a month. Oh, that's going to be interesting. While we'd love to keep servers online indefinitely, it costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past couple of years, and we have to prioritize our team. Like us, we know this game means a lot to so many of you. We're exploring the possibility of supporting offline or peer-to-peer matches when we return. We plan to have a dedicated experience in Splitgate 2 that delivers on our promise of the original. That, I think, might burn some people really badly, because there's a lot of people that prefer Splitgate 1 over 2, because it feels more like Halo. And I feel like it's a little strange that they even made Splitgate 2, because I think Splitgate 1 was doing perfectly fine and they could have just kept making Splitgate 1, but instead they went the investor route to make Splitgate 2. It feels very weird that they decided to do that when they already had a community. And yeah, I can see a lot of people being quite upset. To be fair, Splitgate 1 doesn't have a lot of players in it anymore because they were making Splitgate 2. In the meantime, Splitgate 2 will remain playable and will still be shipping Chapter 3, as well as fixes and high priority changes. We hope you continue to play and support the game. As always, please keep the feedback coming. We've faced a lot of dark days and have made many mistakes, but we've learned a lot and are as determined as ever to make Splitgate as great as possible. Splitgate has been our life for 10 years, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We've got work to do, but we aren't giving up. We love this game and we love the community too much to ever quit, so we won't. See you in the arena, Ian and Nicholas. So while I agree with the decision to try again, going back into beta and basically doing a relaunch eventually, I don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately, because this game is hitting every problem that every arena shooter does. And is that the majority of gamers nowadays, the core audience of arena shooters isn't big enough anymore. And if you're working on a free-to-play model, you aren't going to make enough for microtransactions. The reason I think Splitgate 1 worked is because it was a paid game, and at least initially, I'm pretty sure. And when people bought the game, they're like, great, this is some great hit of nostalgia, of remembering the old times with it's like a slightly modern version of nostalgia hit. But the problem that Splitgate 1 and Splitgate 2 have hit is that the majority of people don't enjoy arena shooters anymore, at least in multiplayer settings. Like, of course, like Doom is still popping off, and like single player first-person shooters are still a big deal. But multiplayer first-person shooters, it's like the big ones are still COD, Battlefield, and Counter-Strike and Valorant in terms of first-person shooters. And the arena shooter, if Halo still can't even really make it with Halo Infinite, I don't know how Splitgate 2 is. And you're hitting the problem of the skill ceiling for these games is insane. Like when I played Splitgate 2, the reason I stopped playing is because for the first like couple days, I was doing pretty well in games, you know? Like, I'm not a terrible FPS player, but I'm definitely not, like, a prime-time arena player. So I was playing, I was doing well. I wasn't, like, topping the scoreboard or anything like that, but, you know, I was doing well. I was winning, losing, having close games, having fun. But then, like, the third day hit, and I was just getting stomped every single game. And the problem is, I feel like the RTS games also have this problem as well, and in a slightly different sense, MOBAs have this problem as well. Pretty much every competitive game has this problem, but they deal with it in different ways. But being a arena FPS, it hits really hard, is that it gets to a point where you have to make the decision. Do I want to play enough to get good enough so I don't get stomped every game, or do I just stop playing? And a lot of people just stop playing and play a different game, because honestly, for the most part, it's not that fun to lose in Splitgate 2, which is like a counterintuitive thing to think about, but you know, there are other games that have good moments even though you're losing. Like in battle royale games, I think made this the biggest thing, because winning a battle royale overall, while can be thrilling, it was more about the individual fights, and winning and losing in those types of games wasn't as big of a deal. So the individual fights mattered a lot more. But in Splitgate 2, honestly, like there were some cool plays that I did, but like overall, it didn't really matter. And the round system did make it slightly better, but I still feel like you're hitting that gate of where people have to make that decision of, okay, I've hit that thing where the skill based matchmaking has hit, and I now need to get good if I want to continue. And a lot of people just choose to play a different game. And I'm not entirely sure how you fix that, or if skill based matchmaking wasn't even in there or not. It could just be a personal thing. But the problem is also that they also made some weird decisions with the game as well, like the Battle Royale mode that literally no one asked for in Splitgate. Like, why did you decide to make a Battle Royale mode with inherent mechanics and stuff like that? No one has asked for that in Splitgate 2. We want people who are playing Splitgate 2 want an arena shooter. We don't want a Battle Royale mode. Also, you're like 4 to 5 years too late on Battle Royale. I'm sorry. Like, especially FPS Battle Royale. Like, there are other genres now that are hitting the Battle Royale kind of difference, but like, everyone's moved on from Battle Royale and you guys are still making Battle Royale, which is really weird. And that's probably an investor thing because they need to make money. And the monetization was crazy. So I hope whatever they decide to do brings back that core base that would played Splitgate 1 and that wants to play Splitgate 2. But unfortunately, I'm not very optimistic about it because I just think arena multiplayer arena FPS games are really hard to do. And I think you can only do it if you're willing to take losses and or have a very small player base that just buys the game. Because I think the biggest problem that they're going to face is that they have investors. So they need to make a profit. And I don't see how that works with the current flow of the video game industry. Because I think Splitgate 2 needs to be a really big hit, and I just don't see that happening. But, who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't like seeing games fail, because Splitgate 2, when I played it, it was still a fun game, even though I didn't stick with it. Hopefully they'll find a core player base that will stick with it, and, we'll talk about it when that happens. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button. 95% of the people who watch my videos haven't, so I'd appreciate it if you did. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I completely understand. Join the Patreon if you'd like to join the credits of these videos. I'd really appreciate supporting me directly. If you'd like to follow me on other places, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Tech News Ready. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.